Hey, welcome to the channel, everybody. I know it's been a little while. I had a run-in with the virus and yeah, so got over it quick enough and then had some complications after. So sometimes it can kick your ass, and it certainly kicked mine for a month. But anyways, so back on my wheels, back in the garage, and I just can't wait to get this one done. So got a little mess going on there, a little something for the Tacoma, the other channel, my 22 Tacoma, doing some stuff. But let's take a peek at what we're doing to the big Harley today. So I kind of started without you, but not much. Just basically took my bags off and exposed the back end. And why, you ask? Well, let's just pan over here. And what do we have here? We have a set of Legends Revo-ARC remote reservoir touring bike shocks, and the suspension in the back of the CVO is an absolute embarrassment. I think when you pick up a bike like this and you pay for that CVO badge, you should not get dirtbag piece of crap air ride suspension like this on a beautiful machine like this. But it seems like it's the way Harley likes to do things. Doesn't change my opinion of them in general, but it does disappoint me that, you know, I'm already going to do suspension on this thing, because I've had some sore ribs to say, yeah, you need to upgrade. So thanks to the good folks at Legend, we've got some outstanding remote reservoir. Now, would I have gone with gold? Probably not. It's the only thing that was available in these times. It seems like we put up with that garbage a lot. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's basically hidden behind your saddlebags anyway. You can see the reservoirs. They'll be up in the back a little bit. But again, who really cares? Silver and gold. Top two metals. We'll see how they look when they're done anyway. Because you know what? You can put... Oh, excuse me, you can put black boots on those reservoirs, or you could paint them black, or you could just leave them alone and enjoy the ride. So anyways, let's take the bike apart. So first things first, I've already gone ahead and depressured through the Schrader valve, and all you do is push down on that little top piece right, come on, focus right there, right where my finger is. There's a red ring. You shove it in like I did with my finger, and it pulls right out, easy peasy. Okay, quick couple things that I've done here. So the bike is, of course, on a stand, and this jack is doing literally nothing. All it did is just meet the tire, absolutely no pressure, just so that nothing wants to drop or move. Makes it easier for aligning bolts and stuff. And I'll be using an impact because, well, been doing it for a long time. Not worried about hurting anything, and we are only needing a 3/4 inch socket today. So let's rip these off. So super easy, nothing to that. Maybe take these out, fill them with air, and shoot at them at the range or something. But anyways, garbage. I am not keeping these. I'm not giving them away. I don't wish them on anybody. Okay, and of course, did the same thing to the other side. Okay, and something we're really definitely going to do is we're going to put Loctite on all the bolts. On everything you take apart on a motorcycle, Loctite them. Just good practice. And of course, torque them. And the shocks on these bikes are 50 foot-pounds for your main bolts anyways. So this is a product that I don't know if I've shown you before. If it'll focus there. This is Loctite, and this is actually the removable blue Loctite. And it's in a tape, just like using thread tape. See that? And you just put that on your bolts just like thread tape. So clean, so easy, no mess. So if you see this in your local hardware store, grab some. All right, so see, on there, no drip, no mess, easy peasy. How would you want more than that? So awesome. Okay, now I want to show you something. So by having the jack underneath, this is something that will make this so much easier. So as you can see, we're out of alignment here a little bit, of course, because everything moves as soon as you take things apart. But here you do, just put your hands here and just push down a little bit on the frame, or I should say, in my case, the bag rails, and you can move it around all you want, and like that, we're threaded in the hole. So just a little pro tip, put a little jack underneath your rear tire. Makes things so All right, and now with your torque wrench set to 50 foot-pounds, let's just tighten these bad boys up. Just that simple. All right, you guys go get something to drink. I'm gonna hit up the other side, then we'll get to mounting those reservoirs. Okay, both sides done. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't have to mention this, but I'm gonna mention it anyway. Make sure that your hoses to your reservoirs are facing the back of the bike. Okay, just a pro tip, just something to keep in mind when you're doing this. All right, now we got our bag of goodies here. Just pop the tape. And let's dump it all in here, see what we got. There's our mounts. Pretty straightforward, these are. Oh, they're nice, they're billet, aluminum. Oh, it's anodized, that's really nice. And for 2,200 bucks, I should hope so. Okay, there's the other side. And of course our bag of bolts. Nice little zippy. We're just gonna put those right in this little pocket right here. And see what we all have. All right, now you want to mount your reservoirs. So they give you these nice brackets that we already looked at. Got to make sure you put it on the right way. So we're going to want to have it on so that the mounts to the inside. Where do I put my hand there? So you're going to want it to the inside. It's not a very good angle, I know that, but the first thing we have to do is you actually have to mount it to the reservoir first, because you're fighting with a hose, right? So just slides on just like that. And then there's a 3/16 Allen screw. We'll just make it a little bit snug but not tight so we can still move things. All right, one other thing you want to do before you get too much farther is if you have fillers, you're going to need to take those off, because you need to get at these bolts underneath here so you can replace them and mount your reservoirs here. And all that is a T27 Torx, and 1, 2, and it comes right off. All right, now with the filler out of the way, we can get at these two bolts right here. That would be this one and this one to mount. But what else I've done is no longer have to worry about your suspension moving now that your shocks are on. So I put a jack with a rag under the exhaust, because when you pull those, of course, your exhaust is mounted to here. And if nothing moves, it'll be just that much easier to put your bolts in. All right, something that Legends does in their kits is they don't give you the nuts to mount these. It says to use your OE nuts, and there's why I suspect. See if I can get this so you can actually see what's going on here. If you're familiar, see that it's egg-shaped? Okay, that's on purpose. These are called Stover locks, and what they are is a slightly misshapen nut, and that's how it locks. So maybe Legends tried to save a little money, not putting out these Stover lock nuts, which are kind of expensive in comparison to the factory nuts. So don't throw these away, you're going to need them, and you're going to Loctite them anyway, because the disappointing part is once you use a Stover, they're not as good the second time. They're kind of a one-use thing, just like a nylock. So we are going to put Loctite on these bolts anyway. And now you'll be switching to hex drive. And that would be a 5/16 and a 1/4 inch, I believe. Yep, 1/4 inch hex drives with the new bolts that you get with the kit rather than Torx, which is a good thing. All right, I figured I'd spare you sitting there watching that. We put a little clamp on there, and there's a spacer that goes in behind because that's an inset pocket. So your hose comes down and your brackets, you tighten that up. You just use a 3/16 Allen wrench. And of course it's Loctited. We make sure we've got clearance to our exhaust. We're nowhere near our belt, which, let's go 3-dimensional, nowhere near the belt. And you can still, with your fillers on, get at your adjusters super easy. So that's that. Now I'll do the other side while you guys go have something to eat. All right, everything's on. The shocks are on. You gotta double check that they move okay, and they do. And your reservoirs are mounted out of the way of anything moving. Your tire, your exhaust, you don't want those to rub, and they don't. That's all that will be visible are those. So you know what? I don't think that's a big deal that those are gold. And same with this side, we're all mounted up. Yes, shocks are on. Shock moves freely. Sure does. Okay. All right, so in a nutshell, you get a little bit dirty. Is it tough? Not really. There's a couple things that are kind of finicky to get at. Kind of the bottom bolt of your fillers, and getting the 3/16 Allen wrench on the backside. So I thought at first, you know, it's kind of a thing. What were you guys thinking when you built this kit, that you would put the bolt on the inside to tighten the clamps around the reservoirs? That was actually a good idea, just because of where they're mounted. You wouldn't be able to get it on the other side at all. So it is inconvenient, but it's a suffer once and that's it. So are we ready to put the bags back on this baby? No, not yet. One more thing, now you got to do your setup. So that involves getting some help from somebody, which I will get my queen out here. She's pretty busy today in her sewing emporium, making scrub tops and stuff. So I won't bother her with that right now. But yeah, so there's guidelines in the book when you set the bike down, when you get on, how far it settles down your travel, and you get that all set up, and then you need to go for a road test and check your balance, see how firm it is, how much you're letting those valves go by, and just fine tune it. So I will get the queen, and probably going to be tomorrow. So anyways, have a good sleep. The magic of YouTube's, it'll just be a second. We'll all feel great, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's not tomorrow. It's a week later, because, well, life got in the way. Anyways, let's put this bike on the ground, and I got the queen out here today, and she's going to help me get the suspension set. All right, now with the bike on the ground and setting the alarm off because I forgot to bring the fob out. Holy shit, is that loud in the garage. We'll get the suspension measured.
We are at 12 1/4. And then with you sitting on it, we are at about 11 3/4.
Okay, 11 3/4. So that's exactly what they tell you to have in the book. So now that's with just me. It of course will compress a little more if I'm two up. So if I need to make that adjustment, I'll do that before we ride. But I'm thinking that's probably going to be really good. So we're going to run around and do the other side. You don't need to see that. That's just a filler video that we don't need to watch. And then it's road test time and set the rebound. All right, so how they tell you to set these up, or to dial in your knob all the way and come out 4 clicks is a good starting point. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll do the same to the other side. All right, same with the other side. We'll dial it all the way in. It looks like they were at 4 from factory. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, with the compression set, now you're going to set the rebound, and the rebound again, we're going to screw this all the way in, and then we're going to bring it out 3 clicks. Oh, missed. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, and we'll do the same to the other side. All right, now with everything set up there, we're ready to go for a road test, and then we can adjust. I believe you should always adjust the compression first and then get that set. And if your rebound is gross, then set that. Making too many adjustments at the same time, like setting the compression and the rebound at the same time, bad idea, because you kind of don't accomplish what you're trying to do, and one affects the other. So get one set, then get the other set. And my recommendation, based on basically nothing but experience from the past, I guess, is to set your compression first, which is, you know, just get that set, and then if it feels mushy after, it's harsh on quick bumps, then go ahead and set your rebound. All right, bags are back on, locked in place, ready to go for a road test. It's like 100 degrees out, so it's going to kind of suck, but I want to get this finished today. So really, of the gold, that's the only conspicuous thing, is just that set of compression adjusters right there. You can kind of see the top of the shock tower when you look in, just right there. But you know what, if that much gold on a silver bike offends somebody, too bad. Let's go for a ride. Okay guys, I had to come inside and finish this video, get something to drink, because that test ride. It's like 104 degrees outside today, which is not 100% unusual for this country, but it's enough for today, I'll tell you. So anyways, suspension, game changer. I knew it was going to be better, right? How can you spend, a couple $1,000 on rear suspension on a bike and it not be a big improvement? And it was. It's not a letdown at all. I wish it was less money, but it's just the way it is these days. So anyhow, yeah, big improvement. I did stop once and set the adjusters a little bit softer, and then it was a little bit too soft. So I think back where it was, the 4 and 3, I think with the queen on the back, because we do a lot of 2-up, that should be about perfect, and it's very, very comfortable for me by myself. So yeah, outstanding. So Legend Suspension, who I'm not affiliated with and who will never watch my stupid video, you make a great product, and I'm absolutely impressed. It's disappointing that you buy a CVO and you have to change suspension on it. That just shouldn't happen, right? But unfortunately, again, that's the way it is. So if you're looking for an outstanding suspension, that's definitely not easy on the wallet, but you want a really high quality item. That Legend suspension with the remote reservoirs and stuff, absolute game changer. So anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a good day. I'm going to wait till it cools off a little this evening, and I think we're going to head to the lake on the bike. Have a great day. See you next time.